I want to share something I've been thinking about when it comes to the growth of being a dancer. My name is Kiari Kirk. I'm a teacher and choreographer for 19 years now, and I've experienced a lot of ups and downs with dance, choreography, the growth of not only creating work, but also just my body and its ability to do the things that I have in my mind. And a specific time period comes to mind when I think about this. I was in this really cool program called Motivating Excellence by Rhapsody James, a well-known choreographer, 20 years in the game, worked with Beyonce, J-Lo, everybody, commercials, all the good stuff, and Nico Anon, who is Uncle Clifford in P-Valley. And I can't say much about them because we did sign an NDA, but if I had to say anything about them personally, it would still be good stuff. The program was amazing. Great experience, great 6 weeks of my life training with phenomenal dancers and growing and just going through that training period of like putting in the work and dancing all day and being critiqued. And so all that said, in hindsight I can look back and see that I grew, but in the middle of it I didn't feel like I was growing at all. As a matter of fact, I felt overlooked. I was stressing a lot because my finances were rough. We all know what it's like if you're a dancer to know, or any artist really, how easy it is to be a starving artist, because what we do sometimes doesn't get valued until we've done a certain gig or have something particular in our resume that makes us worth it, And even then, dancers are still getting paid very poorly compared to the artists and other people in the field. So finances were rough, and I had a cast of really great dancers in my season 8 to be exact, and I was probably one of the oldest. So there's that hovering over my head, my career should pretty much be over soon, which I know is a fallacy, and I know people out there are dancing well into their 40s. And I mean, you look at Brian Friedman. I mean, he looks amazing, and he dances like he is 21. Like, no cap, he's really good. But I felt off. I felt like I had missed my moment, and I could realize that my energy wasn't as high as everybody else's. I could realize that my focus it didn't last as long, and stamina was low. Hell, my mobility was low. I couldn't kick as high as everybody else, and these things don't always matter. But again, as dancers, when we're in the moment and we're surrounded by excellence, it's easy to get caught up in the comparison game. What I did have, though, I could pick up choreography and I could apply corrections quickly. And I think teaching at that time was probably like, because this was before COVID, so this was 5 years ago. So teaching about 13, 12, 14 years in my belt, I definitely could take note and apply my own style to things and remember choreography. So that was cool. And the point is, because I'm going to get to a point eventually, is that we are growing, and usually it's happening when life feels the lowest and the hardest. And we start to question our ability and all the work we've put in. But that is the trial. The trial period will unlock the next level for us. And at the end of the season, I actually did really well. I was in a lot of the pieces for our showcase at the end. I get to do a piece that I felt was really important to Rhapsody. It was something she brought back, and I got to play it was a trio, and I got to play a dancer that I now look up to, and I've always known about, but like after playing his part, I learned more about him, and it was very, very hard shoes to fill, and I don't think that I necessarily did, but I did my own version. I did a good job of it. So the experience was great. You know what I mean? It was very great. And so I hope you guys can remember, and it's hard to remember. I know it's hard to do this, but when you're going through the tough times, it's not the time to quit. It's actually the time to push harder, because you're about to see the harvest on the other side, or the gold, or you're just going to realize why you're doing this once you get past it. Yeah. Excuse me, I have notes. I can't remember everything I have to say, so I have to read this stuff. And practice, man. Practice always is going to be important. I think another thing that I see a lot in my students is that when I'm introducing a piece to them that seems to be a little bit harder, and they're not getting it right away, you can see their minds going, damn, am I getting any better? Like, this is my 5th year of dancing with you, my 4th, whatever. And they always like to use the number of years. And I'm like, it takes up to 10 years to make a really good dancer. So first of all, you're only a baby. And second, your ability to learn fast is a really cool skill. It's nice to have it, but in this situation where you get more than one class, what's really important is you go home and you practice it, and you put the work in to make it better the next time. Because what you're doing is you're teaching your body how to pick up faster the next time by working on the skills that you find hard now. And more than likely, what makes anything hard is the new skills that are being brought to your body in this routine. You probably are really good at picking up my choreography. If I did when I do something that's a level 1 for these students, they all walk away out of class feeling like, oh, that was easy. I got it. Like, I'm really getting better. And it's like, yeah, because I gave you moves that you're used to. When you're being introduced to new moves, it's like speaking a new language. You got to learn. And so it's going to take you longer, and it requires practice. And that's another reminder I want you guys to walk away with. Like, first of all, let's stop comparing ourselves to other dancers in the space, and let's just celebrate them, and let's use their excellence and whatever their strengths are for motivation to get there. And remember that they're probably not all of them. There's some people who are really calm, cool, and collected and very secure. I haven't met that many of them. To be honest, I feel like most people are like me. They're in their mind. They're thinking about what they need to work on. And, they're human. We all have our things. And we all have our ways of masking them. So if you really want to know how that person's going through it and looking so confidently, I suggest that you ask them, because they're probably going to tell you the truth, which is, I'm struggling just like you. You know what I mean? So keep pushing, For me, the best part about dance is that there is something always to learn. The journey is never over. And because if it was, then what would be the point? Have you ever played like GTA, Grand Theft Auto, for you gamers out there? And you insert the cheat codes, like you do up, down, left, right, square, triangle, pop, pop, R2, L2, da 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 da. And then you get like all the money, or you get all the weapons, and then you get like all unlimited health and all the armor. And then like the game's not fun anymore. Maybe it's for you, but for me, every time I do that, I'm like, oh, the game's not fun. Like, and when you're playing it, especially in the beginning stages, you're just wishing you had more resources, right, to do more things. But when you cheat and you get there faster, it's like a major dopamine hit that goes away like soon after. Like, what was the point? Like, and I think the lesson there is what I'm trying to say. Going through the motions is the point. You are becoming a better person because of it. You're going to be a stronger dancer because of it. And you're going to have lessons to be able to pass on to the next generation or your peers because of it. So let's not avoid it. And let's not see it as, oh, we suck. Or I suck. I'm getting worse. What's the point? No, this is the point. That's all I have today, y'all. I enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it, let me know. I'll talk more about this kind of stuff. I think there's a lot of content out there about how to do things. I do content like that, and I enjoy it as well. But I'm a big, deep thinker. I love to think, and sometimes to my detriment. So I really enjoy just talking the mentality of dancing and creativity and business. It doesn't even have to just be about dance, guys. Anything. If you want to talk about your feelings and your thoughts, I'm the guy. So just give me a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't become part of the Kiki cult. I have a community called the Kiki cult. So, I mean, that's just what it is. You're a Keekster in the Kiki cult now. And let me know if you want to get more of this. Peace.